when I was 13, I was more concerned about how I could smoke cigarettes without my mom knowing it. Gethyn, first in your session is Damien Videra.
Damien Videra, yeah, doing quantum computing. So we'll have a nice introduction and dust off my linear algebra skills, no doubt, first thing in the morning. Damien seems quite keen on quantum computing and says there's a revolution going on now. I know I'm not a quantum expert by any means, but I'm quite looking forward to this just so I can get a better idea into what it entails and how it can be useful. And he's going to go into some things that I don't actually know the meanings of yet. So and I'll find out what a superposition is tomorrow, hopefully. So I'm going to find out quite a lot in Damien's session tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. That's first up.
It's a very hot topic at the moment.
Yeah.
This is the one the developers on my team are kind of,
yeah,
I want to see that.
He's doing demos as well using Q#, so I think it's going to be a good session. I think it'll be quite popular. I don't know whether it'll compete with the with Mender and the 13-year-old visualization presenter. I think there might be some competition there, but
yeah. If I was looking to attend a session, I'd be stuck between this and Mindia's session, and because quantum computing is a kind of a hobby horse of mine, I like it. I'm a bit gutted that he's beat me to the punch here because I was really hoping to put up a quantum computing session myself next year. So now I'm kind of going, damn it, do I not?
Well, it doesn't
That's a game.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we have Torsten.
Then we have Torsten up next talking about hash and non-clustered in-memory indexes, which will no doubt be a popular session as well. They're obviously, I think these were introduced in SQL Server 2014, and they work slightly differently to on-disk indexes. And having seen some of Torsten's talks before, this will be a very good talk, no doubt, if you're worried about performance and using some of these features.
Yeah, and if you like details, you'll get it in this session.
Yeah, definitely. Then we have Amit. I would, if you're looking to go to DPS days or the DPS conference, I would probably tune into this tomorrow. I think you might get an offer from Amit on going, but he's going to be talking about query tuning, and obviously it's a very popular session. Everybody's very keen on making their databases run faster, and he's got some good demos, and he's going to talk about capturing metrics and troubleshooting and how you can go about diagnosing slow performing queries. So no doubt that'll be a session. I've not seen Amit speak before, so I'm quite looking forward to seeing him for the first time.
Yeah,
I had a very similar session on my track in May, and it was really. He's a very engaging speaker, so I think it will be a good session.
Cool. And then next up we have Mark, and I spoke to Mark a little bit over since we did the first one, because Mark submitted the first time. I don't think his session got picked, but Power BI and Power Apps is something I'm doing a lot of work in at the moment, so I'm quite looking forward to this on the external tools and how we can create them. What else is he going to be covering? He's delivered this a lot of user groups, so I guess there's a chance people may have seen it before.
Yeah, so it's a really good one. It's about how you can add external tools to Power BI Desktop. Because Power BI Desktop is missing some features, and so you can put your own tools and add it to it, or use some of the external. Cool. And it's really cool.
Cool.
And he has created one himself, so it's probably gonna take that's gonna be his where he starts.
Cool. That's excellent. I'm looking forward to that then. So this track is mainly SQL Server, and there's some Power BI. So we've got the quantum computing as well. So it's a bit of it's called a hybrid track. Fit it under one particular subject heading, but
maybe developer oriented.
Developer oriented is probably a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And then Chris Adkin up next, where we're going to be looking at big data clusters and Kubernetes. I was watching a conversation Kev had with Chris about how you could set one of these up and the type of hardware you would potentially need, and you need quite a powerful machine to set up the demos, I suspect. But I'm looking forward to this. I like big data clusters. I've read a few books on it. I've read Ben Weisman's book on on the similar subject. So I've learned a little bit on that over the last year or so. And Chris is always a good speaker. He was in my session last time, and I don't think it was this session, but it was a similar session on big data clusters, and it was very good.
Cool. And then we have Nicola.
Now, Nicola, he's a relatively new speaker, I believe. I think his first speaking experience was at the Stars of Data, which was earlier on this year. But he's been blogging a lot over the last 12 months or so, and I've been reading a lot of his work, which is really good. So I'm really looking forward to Nicola's track on again Power BI and reducing the size of your model. So it's the first session. He's going to get under the hood of Power BI, and I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, it's I had him on SQL Friday a couple of weeks ago, and it's kind of hard to believe that he just started speaking. He really knows his stuff, and he's a really good presenter too. So
from reading his blogs, it's obvious he knows his stuff. And I guess sometimes you just need that little kick to go and get up there, talk to people, and talk to other people. But no doubt it'll be a great session. And I'll tease him a little bit about being a Barcelona fan as well. So and the fact that they're rubbish.
Then we have Gethyn Ellis talking about
no, this is a subject a bit closer to my heart. So being part of a diverse family, racial equality and racial awareness is kind of a big deal for us at the moment. So I'm actually really looking forward to this session, and how I don't know what John and Alex talk about so much. They talk about best practice when taking an equality lens to data visualization. So I'm quite keen and interested in I have to say on this particular subject.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. It will be very interesting to see what the problems are, because often you're totally unaware of the problems, even though they exist, and see how they tackle them.
This is it. So it's not. I guess it's sort of to do with visualization. It's like you look at images people create for websites when they're writing blogs and things, and if they put images of people on, they usually there's no racial diversity or racial equality in those images. It's very common. Organisations have picked up on that. So I'm guessing it's going to be something along those lines. But I'm really keen to see what it is. And this is actually the session I'm probably looking forward to the most tomorrow, just for my own personal sort of like, that's really, really interests me.
Cool.
And then lastly, we have Erin, who's going to talk to us all about the extended events. And you probably get into the argument of profile versus extended events. And I've seen Erin deliver a talk on this. It was at SQL Bits back last year. And it was a really good session. I don't think it was actually this session, but I think it was something similar. I think there was a little bit of query store involved in that as well. Back at Bits, and Erin finishes the day on our track, and it's a very good session. She's a very good speaker with a very good reputation, and I'm looking forward to seeing her speak again.
Yeah, and I like that she's not just talking about how to replace your profiler traces with extended events, but actually what more do you get from extended events versus profiler? Because to many DBAs, when you ask them to replace trace with extended events, they would go, but why would I do that? Change technology for replacing something that works with something else that also works but differently, and so on. So yeah, I like the approach.
I'm looking forward to that session too. So we've got a really sort of good track with different topics being covered. There's a little bit of Power BI, and there's the quantum computing one I'm looking forward to start with. I'm not feeling very well, so I won't have a beer tonight, but I wouldn't have had a beer anyway because I'd have to get my head around all the morning stuff. I'm really looking forward to it. It's a really good track.
Yeah, I think it's gonna make your brain boil a bit, the quantum session, but that's kind of what I like.
It doesn't take much at the best of times, Magnus, to be honest. So, I helping my boy with his GCSE maths homework is test my brain at times. So I'm sure this will be pushing it right to its ability, the edge of its ability.